Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Camry and you're watching Camry Music TV, and I'm back with your weekly wrap up. Let's get into it. You already know what to do down below. Make sure you comment what you think about this week's topics. Let's get into it. All right, so we had Congressman John Lewis's funeral and memorial services at the top of this week, and the funeral was actually yesterday, Thursday, in Atlanta, Georgia at Ebenezer Baptist Church. We saw Nancy Pelosi there. We saw President George Bush giving words, President Clinton giving words, our forever president, President Barack Obama giving words, and you know, just a host of civil rights activists, lots of movers and shakers and different people there to speak about the life of the late and great John Lewis. Marvin and BB Winans were also there, and they performed their song Good Trouble, which is a song that they actually wrote in honor of John Lewis, and this was their first time actually performing it. I did not tune into the funeral. What was I doing? I was out running all kinds of errands, doing all kinds of things yesterday, but that was on yesterday. I did get to see the highlights. I saw, you know, a lot that President Barack Obama had to say. If you're not familiar with John Lewis or C.T. Vivian or Jesse Jackson, or you know, a lot of these people who were around when they were making real change for us as a people and us as Black people, and so they are, you can't mention Black Lives Matter, you can't mention systemic racism and, you know, changing and, you know, really reform and all that without mentioning these names. So Barack Obama said, I told him, all those young people, John, of every race and every religion, from every background and gender and sexual orientation, John, those are your children. They learn from your example, even if they didn't always know it. So President Barack Obama said that during the funeral. I'll have all my sources in the description box, but I don't know, anytime I see him speak, I'm just like, man, we need you back, man. What's happening? We need you back. But yeah, it was, even though, you know, it was sad that John Lewis passed, it was great to see everyone come out and honor him even within this quarantine and this pandemic. Okay, so another person who passed away unfortunately this week was Malik B, which was a founding member of, you know, hip hop's rap group, The Roots. He passed away at 47. His cause of death has not been released, but we do want to say prayers to his family and prayers to all those who were affected by his death. I know that The Roots is imperative to hip hop culture. I probably would know their music if I heard it, but I'm not a strong like Roots fan. So, but yeah, he did pass away. You guys know last week we talked about Tamar and this suicide attempt. Okay, and we were trying to figure out like, what is going on? Where is this coming from? We heard all different, you know, stories. You know, her boyfriend had got on, was on the 911 call, just sharing like all the business within the call with the 911 dispatcher. And so we were like, is it because of WeTV? Is it because of trauma still from the real? Is it because of, you know, she talked about sexual harassment and sexual abuse in her past. It just was like just a whole lot. So it was like so many different things that it like could have been, right? So Tamar did end up posting on Instagram a picture of her and her son. It actually was a series of pictures, and she went into like a thank you and kind of an explanation about mental health and, you know, mental illness and things. It said, she said her pain has been building for 11 years and had eaten away her spirit and caused her to suffer mental illness. She says over the past 5 years in particular, she has been overworked, underpaid, taken advantage of, and betrayed by the reality TV producer. So it's like it kind of seems like she's saying that the WeTV producers capitalize on her pain, on her suffering, on her mental illness, and whether or not it brought about ratings, it spiked a lot of issues within Tamar, and she felt like this was her only way out. So it's a very sensitive topic, very sensitive issue, because, you know, we watch those shows, we review those shows, and maybe nobody thinks about like oh, people really are capitalizing on your pain. People really are capitalizing on, you know, these things that are that make us vulnerable. And so while Tamar is great TV, she was clearly suffering. So we're praying and hoping that she gets the help that she needs. God definitely did spare her life. And, you know, now she has a second chance for that son, for those family members. And we need to find out more about that boyfriend, because the family is saying that the boyfriend was involved. I don't really know if Tamar mentioned something about the boyfriend. I don't really know. You know, she had a long thing that she wrote. And as soon as I seen mental illness, I just kind of figured that's the reason right there. That's the reason. And then like people capitalizing, WeTV capitalizing on that. So there's definitely stuff that needs to be talked about. It needs to be some healing going on. And I think what she's trying to say is, for all that I was going through, I was not getting the money that matches that. So if I'm gonna be, you know, I can't think of the word. If I'm gonna be, you know, doing all this, basically sacrificing myself and self-health and all of that, I'm gonna need my check to be a whole lot bigger, right? As we move into Meg Thee Stallion, and I want to go ahead and update you guys on her situation. We had found out, you know, that her and Tory Lanez was, I guess, messing around, talking or whatever at this party. It was speculation, like Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion's foot got shot, was bleeding, had to have surgery. Tory Lanez, Kelsey, and Meg Thee Stallion was the only ones there. So who done it? Who did it, right? Well, Meg Thee Stallion comes out on her live and she sets the record straight. She's like, I was shot in both feet. And, you know, all but confirms that Tory Lanez did it. Was letting people know that, you know, it's not okay. It's not funny. And was just, you know, sharing that, you know, when you've lost your mom, your dad, your grandma, you're in your early 20s, you know, your dream comes true, but all the people that you've lost, you know, are not there to keep you grounded or there to like hold you accountable. You try to put yourself around good energies and good people, and we all mess up. I was just talking about this yesterday. We all have, you know, these things that we go through when you're a young adult and you're just trying to figure it out. You're trying to put this piece here and that piece there, and it may not fit, or you're forcing it to fit, and you know, you just realize they say live a little longer. As you live, you learn, like, okay, that didn't work, let's try something else, right? With Meg, you know, maybe she realized the crowd she was running with, they weren't really down. She was saying, you know, the friends that were really there, they weren't really there for her. But as we're watching the live, she gets emotional.
I was shot in both of my feet, and I had to get surgery to get the bullets taken out. And it was super scary.
I felt her on so many levels, because, you know, we try to do what's right. You know, she's a fun-loving person, positive person, likes to clearly be around lots of people, but clearly that was not the best for her. So all of this has sparked, you know, other celebrities acting a fool. You know, Chrissy Teigen and her tweet, which I feel like would have been received differently if it wasn't right now. It's like part of being a comedian or part of being an influencer is knowing timing, right? We all have to learn that timing. So Chrissy Teigen tweets, I have a Megan Thee Stallion joke, but it needs to be twerked on. Okay, funny enough, but it's like everything in the news about Megan Thee Stallion right now is about her getting shot and about the trauma associated with that. So instead of standing with her and rallying people to be like, you know, no, this is not a joke, you crack a joke on her name or whatever, and it's just like, it's not the time. It's not the time right now. So of course, Black Twitter got her together. You know, she's already been posting kind of crazy stuff, you know, had John Legend on there butt naked. You know, he was in the shower and you didn't see all of him, all of me, but you saw enough, you know, to know he's in the shower, in this glass shower, and he's, you know, like, girl, what are you doing? So there was that. Okay, they got her together. You know, other people were cracking jokes. All kind of influencers, comedians have come out and said, you know, apologize for for cracking jokes or making it seemingly seem like, or it seemingly being that they're, you know, joking about her and about domestic abuse and about getting shot. I've seen people online like, yeah, from now on we shooting girls when they pop off at the mouth, and I'm just like, what? So I seen that, you know, I saw a thread about that. I seen on ADD they had like a little, I don't really know what it's called. I don't know if it's like a roast me live thing that they be doing, but you had CP and Billy Sorrells and, you know, some other people on there, and, you know, Billy was like really puffed up because they was going in, you know, about Meg getting shot. Like, well, what did Meg do? Basically, she could have done anything to deserve to be shot. And, you know, Billy's like, no, like, you could have did a host of other things but to shoot her. And so, you know, to see this panel of black men and like half of them, most of them being like, nah, we need to know the whole story because she could have been running drugs, she could have did this, she could have did that. It was just like, dang. All this protect black women, well, there it is. I mean, a lot of times, you know, other women don't have to have so many reasons to be protected, and black women just do. On top of that, Jess Hilarious, even after the live, released her little sketch or spoof of her doing like an investigative type show where she's trying to figure out, you know, who shot Meg Thee Stallion. Sure, it would have been funny if Meg Thee Stallion felt it was funny, but she's clearly traumatized and you've seen it in the live, so it's just like, why would you still post this? I just don't understand. I mean, yeah, you would have lost some money, yeah, you took the time to shoot it or whatever, but it's like, Jess Hilarious already has like a different type of humor, I get it, but I don't know, it's just like black women like will do stuff against each other and then wonder why it ain't no togetherness going on. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. We're praying for Meg Thee Stallion. I know it's traumatic. I know, you know, she doesn't really have, I mean, she probably has like other family members, family, friends, and, you know, close friends who are there for her, but it's nothing like having those matriarchs, and so we're praying for her. And Tory Lanez still ain't said nothing. Okay, getting into some more domestic abuse. So Tahiry and Vado, who is her boyfriend, you guys know Tahiry from Love and Hip Hop New York, they are on WE TV's show Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition. Now, I didn't even know, like I seen little previews of it with like Hazel E, but I don't think I really was paying attention to it. Maybe I was anticipating my other shows coming back, because I would have been reviewing this show just based on the cast alone. You got Phaedra, you got Willie from Day 26, you got Corrupt, you know, you got like some notable people on there, so I would have been reviewing it, but I guess I just overlooked it. I don't know. But basically this clip came out Wednesday of, it was like the teaser, so you guys already know it's missing context, it's edited a type of way, the music is hyped, like it's all kind of stuff, right, to make you feel a type of way. So this clip comes out of Vado like choking Tahiry, standing over her, choking her. She says something like, you know, you guys just want to antagonize me, blah blah blah. I'm not going to show the clip. Thought about showing the clip, not going to show the clip. You guys, you know, you just want to antagonize me in front of these people, blah blah blah. And so he was like, are you serious? And chokes her, right? So at first, you know, we all ready to rally for Tahiry, because it's like, are you for real grabbing this woman up on camera? Like, God knows what you doing in private. So, you know, we all ready to ride out for her. But as I'm doing my research, I'm like, you know what, let me watch this episode for a little bit of context, because I don't know, I just, you know, since I've gotten married, actually since I've been with my husband, I just don't even look at stuff just black and white no more. I'd be like, you know, it could be some context here, and no, what he did was not okay at all. But I'm just like, we missing some context, because she did not even seem shocked. And then nobody else hopped up except for the host. So I'm like, okay, what is going on? So as you watch the episode, you see, you know, they're wearing these shock bracelets, and they're doing this exercise where, you know, each person in the couple, each person in the couple. Each couple has their own respective list of what you should shock your partner for if they do. So for example, Tahiry says yelling, not listening, and something else, right? So you're not supposed to share what's on that person's list. You know, they'll find out later on when they all come back and convene. So they did like an escape room activity, and then they did this. This is all on the same day. You know, you just in this house with all the couples, right? Giving you context, helping you understand the severity and the energy of the situation. Tahiry is getting shocked. She's having a conversation with him. He keeps shocking her because, you know, she's starting to yell. And at first he wasn't doing nothing. He just, you know, letting her talk or whatever. And she starts to yell, so he shocks him. He shocks her. And then she walks away. He says, you know, I just want to talk to you, come back. She's not listening, so he shocks her. So she's getting more and more upset, so she takes the watch off. And it's like, you know, everybody around is just like, okay, well, wait a minute, like, you're not participating in an activity. She's telling Willie to trust the process, but she's not trusting the process. She starts demeaning him, right? She says, like, you know, you don't pay no bills. And it's all in front of everybody. So I'm like, and he just sitting there, you know, calm or just being like, whatever. So she finally takes the watch off and they're all inside. And, you know, she's saying, you know, this ain't on the list. And she all in his face. She starts throwing apples at him in front of everybody. So I'm like, she's antagonizing this man. And it's just like, are you just trying to get him to put hands on you? Because at this point, it's like, how much restraint is he supposed to have? No, he's not supposed to put hands on you. And you know, he's trying to participate in this activity. You're not playing along. You're not supposed to know the triggers or the things that I'm supposed to be shocking you for. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like, no, don't put your hands on nobody. No. But at the same time, let's not just act like all of that she did was okay. It's not okay to be doing all that. So that's going down with them too. You know, obviously this is shot way earlier. I don't know if they're still together today, but putting your hands on anyone, female putting hands on a man, or throwing things, or a man putting hands on a woman is just wrong, period. You guys know the whole Breonna Taylor case is still pending. Like, we're trying to get the police involved, FBI involved, like firing the people who killed Breonna Taylor is just not enough. I think, you know, what we're fighting for is if they weren't cops, if they killed someone, they would be going to jail. So just saying, you know, you're fired, administrative leave, separation without pay, all these things, how are those consequences for just blatantly murdering someone? So, you know, we're fighting for an investigation, fighting for answers, fighting for things to be done, fighting for the strip down of systemic racism, you know, fighting for all these things. And so one of the main people who was at the helm of just all like civil rights activism and, you know, just really is like a boots on the ground type person is Tamika Mallory, right? So she is on this live with JW Lucas, who apparently is a hip hop producer. I just happened to catch the end of this on the Shade Room. You guys are more than welcome to let me know down in the comments more that you know about it. But I just, you know, see these two exchanging words, and JW Lucas is a white man, but he's one of those that's like, you know, works in hip hop, so feels like he has a say because of his influence and because of who he's around and because maybe he feels like he's a part of our community. I don't know. Okay, but he basically tweeted. I don't know if his tweet prompted or spiked this conversation between him and Tamika Mallory. I don't know. I need a little bit more information on it. Why is the world asking for justice for Breonna Taylor? Of course she shouldn't have lost her life, but do you realize that she was involved with multiple drug dealers who are using her house as a trap spot? If you sign up for that life, there are consequences. So let me tell you the problem with him saying that, okay? There's lots of people, when it comes down to Black death, Black inequality, systemic racism, being targeted, all these things, there's always this conversation of black on black crime. There's always this conversation of, well, what was he doing, or what was she doing there, or just stuff like that. There's always this conversation, right? But what nobody is saying is, why is the consequence death? If you have a jailhouse, if the person is going with you peacefully, if the person is complying, if the person is sleeping in their bed, why is it that death is the answer? So for this man to speak up, yes, this man who definitely profits off of black culture, who isn't black, to speak up on it, it's like, okay, wait a minute, sir. I don't know if maybe Tamika Mallory was trying to do that. Like, okay, well, let me just educate you real quick because, you are somebody that works with us and maybe you have pure intentions. I don't know, but let me let you know how dangerous your tweet is. So I think maybe she tried to reason with him and he's getting loud with her. He's cussing at her. He's saying, she don't know, and he knows more about the black community and the black experience than her. It's all kind of rhetoric like that. It may not be word for word, but it's all kind of rhetoric like that. And so, she's trying to get up off the call, and I'm just listening like, yeah, it's just dangerous, period, to think that, you're this comfortable to be like, you can speak on it. But as a black woman, as a black activist, she don't have no say. And it's not a competition. I'm gonna say that. It's not a competition. It's not who has more to say or this one's right versus that one's right. It's just, if we're gonna rally, if we're going to, stand up and do all these different things, it's like when you think about black people, it's always that we're in the wrong place. It's always that we were wrong. It's always that did we deserve. But if you think about other races, it's like, oh, they're just a kid just having fun. They were just hanging with the wrong crowd, So whether or not one rhetoric is right over the other rhetoric, our rhetoric cost us our life. And it has to stop. I don't know if he's gonna be able to reverse that, because even just getting that heated to go in with this black woman like that over on a live is just like, sir, when people say they don't understand Black Lives Matter, I need you to understand we have to say Black Lives Matter because y'all have showed us that Black lives don't. And so we have to say protect black women, protect black men, because y'all have shown us that our lives don't deserve to be protected. Okay, so let's do something about that. I'm sorry the mood is so tense this week on the weekly wrap up, honey. I don't know what kind of music I'm gonna put up under this one. Let's move on. Okay, so Ellen DeGeneres, her show, we've been hearing some mumblings of there being like maltreatment, there being like verbal abuse, like it being like a hostile work environment. We've been hearing all these buzzings, right? She did come out just the other day, was it yesterday maybe, to like issue an apology because it was just like, Ellen, you need to say something about all of this. And so she did. Okay, so I'm gonna put it up here so you guys can see. I could not have the success I've had without all of your contributions. My name is on the show and everything we do, and I take responsibility for that. Alongside Warner Brothers, we immediately began an internal investigation, and we are taking steps together to correct the issues. As we've grown exponentially, I've not been able to stay on top of everything and relied on others to do their jobs as they knew I'd want them done. Clearly, some didn't. That will now change, and I'm committed to ensuring this does not happen again. I'm also learning that people who work with me and for me are speaking on my behalf and misrepresenting who I am, and that has to stop. As someone who was judged and nearly lost everything for just being who I am, I truly understand and have deep compassion for those being looked at differently or treated unfairly, not equal, or worse, disregarded. To think any of you felt that way is awful to me. It's been way too long, but we're finally having conversations about fairness and justice. We all have to be more mindful about the way our words and actions affect others, and I'm glad the issues at our show were brought to my attention. I promise to do my part in continuing to push myself and everyone around me to learn and grow. It's important to me and to Warner Brothers that everyone who has something to say can speak up and feel safe doing so. I'm so proud of the work we do and the fun and joy we all help put out into the world. I want everyone at home to love our show, and I want everyone who makes it to love working on it. Again, I'm so sorry to anyone who didn't have that experience. If not for COVID, I'd have done this in person, and I can't wait to be back on our stage and see you all then. Stay safe and healthy. Love, Ellen. So you guys let me know down in the comments what you think about Ellen's apology. I do feel it's sincere. Ellen has her show, she is giving to the umpteenth degree, right? And she doesn't discriminate with who's on the show. She is someone who does identify as gay or lesbian, so she knows she has a, I cannot say that she does not understand, but she's also very rich. She's also a celebrity. She also, you know, probably has times when she wants only the green M&M. She probably has those times. So y'all know what Auntie Rock says, where there's smoke, there's fire. So we don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'm a person that doesn't feel like people should be canceled. Maybe this is a wake-up call for her to get some things together. Let's hope Ellen is still the fun-loving, sweet Dory that we think she is, okay? All right, in Corona news, you guys know we are still in this pandemic, still stuck in the house. We are moving at about 5.5 months, 5 months here where we have been at the house, and while we are able to come and go a little bit here and there, we are mostly in the house, and there's mask mandates, at least here in Texas, here in Houston, and we're all trying to figure our way the best way that we can. Now, there is some, I don't know if it's really a vaccine, I don't know if it's really like whisperings of like maybe a cure or like booster shots or whatever, but it's like this hydroxychloroquine type of something going on. I don't know, but I'm telling you, I will not be lining up to try it first. I just need them to come up with something, because things are happening, or time is moving and things aren't happening, is what I meant to say. People are still partying. Bootsy had this huge party in Atlanta, and while I've seen lots of people in masks, I ain't seen no social distancing popping off, okay? A lot of people are not taking it seriously. You had Lou Williams, I guess, you know, he's an NBA player for the Clippers. He had left because a family member, you know, they have the, like, their little bubble, right? And he had left because maybe he went to a funeral, or a family member got sick, or, you know, he flew out. So on his way back to the bubble, to the pod, he stopped at Magic City to enjoy some wings. Now, I thought the strip clubs were closed. I know down here in Houston or wherever that was at, they had the dancers outside and you could do curbside. But yeah, he stopped for wings, and that cost him the game opener, which came on yesterday. He had to participate in a 10-day quarantine because it's like, sir, you were supposed to go there, come right back, you know. So couldn't resist them wings. Basically, the NBA is back to wrap up their 2019 and 2020 the 2020 season, and so it's going to span from July 30th, which was yesterday, to October 13th. It's gonna be 22 teams, and yesterday we had the game with the Pelicans and the Jazz, I believe, and then the Clippers and the Lakers. And it was weird for me to see the Lakers and the Clippers playing anywhere but the Staples Center. I guess they're down in Orlando, and they had like these, I don't know if they were screens or just like fake people, but you know, they kind of filled up the backgrounds with like some type of crowd, and you could hear the sound effects. And then the benches, the chairs were like set up like this, and then you had them like in windows for the teams. Anybody like water girls or anybody helping on the side, they had masks on. And yeah, everybody was playing. The reporters were like up in their skybox, and then Charles Barkley and Shaq and all of them, their show in Atlanta, I believe, they were socially distanced, right? This is really different. This is really, really, really different. If you guys want to know more about the NBA and how it's gonna go down, basically they're just doing like the finals right now instead of, you know, it got cut off in March. So if y'all want to know more about that, head to the link in my description box to find out more. Okay, in better news, Netflix is getting, or they have acquired the rights to some of our shows that we grew up on. Some of the shows who make us who we are, right? How we're able to reference all these different things. A lot of stuff I say, a lot of the inside jokes I say, a lot of these like different euphemisms and things that we say are from these shows, and I'm just so glad that they are coming back and they are gonna be there for us to be able to reference, and then, you know, these other generations will finally understand what we be talking about. So some of those shows are Moesha is coming to Netflix August 1st. The Game seasons 1 through 3 with Melanie and Derwin are coming August 15th. Okay, Sister Sister is coming September 1st. Girlfriends is coming September 11th. The Parkers October 1st. Half and Half October 15th. One-on-One October 15th. Netflix is about to get this coin. Okay, they're about to get the coin, because all those alone, when they put out their video, which I'm gonna decide whether or not I'm gonna show it to y'all, because this gonna have a whole lot of media in it. When they put out their video, I was just getting so excited to see, you know, all these different people who I knew and loved from back in the day. Yes, they've aged, but cut these people they check for impacting the culture. Emmy nominations did come out, so like I said in my Greenleaf video, I believe, congratulations to Insecure for being nominated for an Emmy. Congratulations to Yvonne Orji, Zendaya. You know, congratulations to the Black community and people of color community for being nominated in the for an Emmy. I did see that there was drama within the Latinx community, and as far as nominations with Dasha Polanco, I think that's her name, the one that plays Dio on Orange is the New Black. And I will say this, Black people have been oppressed, so we are working to, you know, reverse that. That does not mean that other minority groups have not been oppressed. Okay, I need us to understand that boosting up this one doesn't mean that we're pushing down that one. Okay? Okay, last but definitely not least, make sure you guys tune into my Black is King review, which will be coming out most likely right after this. I was able to wake up early and watch it, and I was smiling and clutching my heart the whole entire time. Beyonce did her thing. You guys know that Black is King is basically like a visual album of her album The Gift that was released last year, that was the soundtrack to The Lion King, and we get like this real Black and African and just Black love feel, and I can't wait to get into it with you guys in another video, not the weekly wrap-up. Anyway, we had a whole lot go down this week, and there's a lot more that I didn't even get to, so I know you guys want to get in those comments and let me know what you guys thought about all of these topics. Remember, timestamps are down below, and also let me know about anything else I didn't talk about and how you felt about it. I'm Camray, this is Camray Music TV, and I'll see you guys next time.